Kontynuujemy oglądanie filmu interaktywnego.
The Titan's communications officer says Captain Riker will be ready in just a moment.
Okej, Riker zaraz będzie dzwonić.
The report on the data breach.
Raport danych ukradzionych.
Damn. It's worse than I'd hoped. They didn't just compromise our shields. They stole the shield algorithms for all of Starfleet as well.
Czemu trzymają na
Every ship is potentially vulnerable to attack.
statku informacje o
So much worse
osłonach
than it
wszystkich
was.
statków we flocie? Możemy zmienić przecież algorytmy.
At the risk of stating the obvious, wouldn't changing the algorithms solve the problem?
Yeah, I wish it was that simple. Unfortunately, it's an encrypted code that would take weeks to change, if not longer.
I have Captain Riker for you.
Let's not mention any of this shield business to Riker just yet. Put him through. Captain Riker, this is my first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Ale go odmłodzili.
My pleasure.
Sir.
I wish we were all meeting under better circumstances.
So do I, although you and I have actually met before.
We have.
I was a young lieutenant on the Potemkin. You were first officer on the Tuckerman. I piloted you and our science officer in a shuttle to survey quantum resonance in the planetary rings of Resurgence 6.
Ah, yes. Now I remember.
You know, he gave me some good advice that day about a very difficult job. Yours.
Well, I'm not one to turn down some words of wisdom, sir.
And let me ask, as first officer on a starship, where does your responsibility lie, first and foremost? To the captain, the crew, or the ship itself?
Trudne pytania na
this
początku
old
rozmowy.
chestnut. I am curious to hear what she says, though.
Do statku?
Well, without the ship, we'd be in a lot of trouble. So,
Anybody ever choose the ship when you asked?
I can't say that they have.
The truth is, it's a trick question. Every situation is different, and there are no easy answers. And in some cases, it might not be any of those three. It could be the prime directive, or the mission.
Yes, so perhaps we should get to the matter at hand. When you were with the Enterprise, you encountered a Takan entity known as Portal 6-3. The Enterprise was held captive in orbit until you were able to convince him to let the ship go.
All of which is detailed in the mission report.
what we want from you is what we can't get from the report. What can we use to get Portal 6-3 to help us?
I've often thought about that over the years. How a small difference in the encounter could have led to disaster. The most important thing is, don't let him push you around. He can appear as a man or as a godlike projection. He'll test you. But don't be overwhelmed by the pageantry and theatrics.
Okej. Nie chcemy go obrazić.
Are you sure about that? I don't want to anger him.
No, you certainly do not. With a wave of his hand, he could clip your wings and cripple the Resolute. Portal is full of bluster and bravado, but he can be reasoned with. And that's my other piece of advice. You want to appeal to him rationally. You don't want him thinking you're acting out of fear.
But we are afraid of the Takan, and with good reason.
He's not the sort to suffer fools. And he'll lose interest if he feels his time is being wasted.
I suppose that's one thing we have in common.
Potrzebuję więcej rozwiązań.
What other levers do we have with him? Is he susceptible to flattery?
Who isn't? And if you're good enough to play off his ego, even an entity as advanced as he is won't realize that's what you're doing.
What if he won't cooperate and we have to face these Takan ourselves?
Then we have a much bigger problem on our hands.
What I mean is, in the 16 years since you discovered this outpost, there has to have been research. Battle plans for what to do about the Takan if we encountered more of them. I need to know what they are.
If I had that answer, it would have been the first thing I told you.
We both know Command has had their share of hidden plans in the past. Like Admiral Hansen and Captain Shelby's Special Projects Division at Starfleet Tactical, devising new ways to take on the Borg.
Trust me, this isn't some Starfleet conspiracy to keep you in the dark. But if you two don't think you're equipped to make contact, you need to tell me now. Because there is no silver bullet here. Now's not the time to hesitate. I need to know you're up to this.
Ryzyko to nasz interes.
There are some things you can't be prepared for. And if there are no specific tactical solutions, we'll just have to take our chances. After all, risk is our business.
We try to mitigate that risk as best we can. But the Starfleet we know today was built on that attitude.
Well said.
There was a special task force that considered the Duch, and I was part of it. But because there were no other signs of the Empire, we determined the best course of action was to create a restricted zone around the Delphi-Ardu system. I have my concerns, but I'll clear the way with the brass for your travel into the restricted space. Just remember what I've told you. And it wouldn't hurt to read some Sun Tzu en route. Or Marcus Aurelius.
Anything else?
Machiavelli?
Postąpimy tak jak
Your
radzi.
advice is well taken, Captain Riker. No matter what he throws at us, we'll stand up to this Duch Guardian.
I'm sure you will. Rest assured, the Federation is taking this threat very seriously. You won't be alone out there for too long.
Thank you, Captain Riker.
One more thing. Ambassador Spock said that Duch stole some data from your central computer. What's that all about?
We're still assessing the extent of the breach. Nothing to report as of right now.
That's it? Ambassador Spock suggested it was something more serious. Which is why I'm asking.
Powiemy prawdę, czy wymijamy? Przyklepiamy, co mówi kapitan.
A lot to sift through.
Yes, we're still making sure our assessment is accurate. We don't want to raise alarms unnecessarily.
I'd raise that alarm pretty loudly if I were you. There's a lot riding on this. And if it comes to it, the Titan and I will be ready to personally lend a hand in this fight.
Let's hope it doesn't get that far.
Riker out.
Thank you for not getting too specific with Riker about the data breach. Better we handle this ourselves. Without all of Starfleet.
Nie lubię, jak mnie
hearing
się
about
kładzie w takiej pozycji.
Just don't put me in that kind of position again.
I'll try. And remember, we're on the same team here. I have more research to do. So do you.
Ten kapitan
Sure,
jest
the
strasznie
ship's
podejrzany.
computer has Sun Tzu in its library. Dismissed.
Myślę, że nie możemy już mu dłużej ufać.
It's the automated Federation warning buoy. Transmitting the disable code Captain Riker provided.
Strefa zabroniona.
That was unpleasant. Commander Ermont, what are the conditions of our systems?
All internal systems operational.
Commander Westbrook, what are your scans of the planet?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
No sign of this outrageously powerful Duch being?
I'm running a magneton scan now, but so far, nothing.
Where are you?
Powinienem był sobie obejrzeć tamten odcinek TNG. W czasach, wiecie, ten sprzed
Don't know if Portal
30
63
lat.
will cooperate. He's not an asset. He's an enemy. So be ready for anything.
Powiem szczerze, że dużo ciekawsza dla mnie jest historia tej naszej pani komandor niż tych inżynierów tutaj.
I cannot stop this ship any more than you could stop the tides.
Not good enough.
The impotent threats of a lower life form do not sway me. I will not bend to you. I was born 600,000 years ago. But a new age dawns today.
Are you the scion of the
Pokażemy w ten sposób, że wiemy
My
więcej.
name is Zan Utlosa, who was born in the final days of the Age of Makto. We are all scions of the Flame. Every one of us who have traveled across the bridge of time to be here for the Great Awakening. We have all sworn ourselves to the cause.
Eventually, one of you will break.
You don't understand how overmatched you truly are. This craft was nothing before we imbued it with the speed required by our mission. And the Cartabula produces enough energy to drive an entire fleet of ships like this one. But when we wake the Aphelion, we won't need a fleet.
The Aphelion.
Aphelion.
Then will you understand the might of the Takan Empire. Reborn in this time. This is just a drop in an ocean of power you cannot even imagine.
And when you wake the Aphelion, what are you going to do with it?
Anything we want.
Come on! This goes from bad to worse unless you do what they say.
O!
It's coming alive.
You can't stop the ship.
Then he will. Or we cut off his hands and use them ourselves.
Moment I reduce speed or change our heading.
Trochę jak używać parówki do obsługi telefonu komórkowego, nie?
From elsewhere.
Smartfona.
Trivial matter. And then they will come here. For you, this is a dead end.
Damy sobie z tym radę.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Not if they're just going to start it again.
So you believe him?
I'm not sure.
Why would you tell us all this?
I tell you because I value my own life. When my fellow Scions come, and they will come, I expect you'll all act like the savages you are, and a battle will ensue. You've all died once. I don't intend to do so again. I won't touch those controls. If you want to get us killed, do it yourselves.
You fear death. There's a way to stop this ship for good, and he knows how. He just needs more pressure.
Dokładnie, czas łamać palce.
Pressure.
We heard him. He'll talk. Trust me.
That's against Starfleet protocol.
You're not on a Starfleet ship. Your protocol does not apply. We take the action that will lead to our victory. Don't assume your moral code takes precedence above all others.
No więc Gwiezdna Flota się nigdy nie ucieka do tego, ale kusi, nie? Znajdziemy inny sposób. Postępujmy jak Gwiezdna Flota każe.
Not like this. There's gotta be something we can work with here.
No właśnie, jedyna konsola, która nie jest zainfekowana.
Going this fast, it would be too dangerous to force a warp collapse by cracking one of the propulsion coils. I could rupture the hull, end up damaging the Cartabula in the process.
That risks tearing a hole in space.
We can't have that.
Engine status. Right. The warp cores are still practically redlined. However they've supercharged the Zeldi, it still relies on existing systems.
They just amplify the output?
But the Takan have already interfaced with those systems. The controls will be no use. So we'd have to find a way to manually shut down the warp cores.
Might not be a manual shutdown as much as it'll be sabotage.
No one appears to be guarding it. I think I can get us there. But once we're in, do you really think you can cripple my ship? Not something I'd normally ask.
Zwykle naprawiamy rzeczy.
Well, usually I'm the guy fixing the things that go wrong on a starship. I'm sure I could figure out a way to break it.
You may even find you like destroying things.
This plan of yours has one problem. It strands us. Left out of the fight when there is a war going on.
Our fight is here, now. This is how we do the most good. For the Empire.
For the Empire.
Na Imperium.
So, Carter, you didn't beam out after all.
Ooh.
I thought you'd escaped when we boarded. I'd almost hoped you'd made it off. And Millie's there with you too, right?
Dajmy jej się
It's good you
wygadać.
two are together. I know you're here, Carter. Your technology is so simple to us. You're not a fighter. I know it. You know it. That's why you're hiding. Somewhere on this ship. But the Takan Empire has so much to offer you. Think of all the knowledge lost for 500,000 years that you'd have access to. I know you want more from life, and I want to show you what you could be a part of. Not just the wonders you've already seen from us. In our time, we had the power to move stars. Carter, you have a thirst for discovery. And a part of you would remain to experience the things I can show you. But if you try to fight it, you're only gonna make things worse.
In case you forgot, we were a part of something. I still am. The Federation may not be perfect, but it stands for ideals that your people clearly do not believe in.
We have our own ideals. And we have our own strength.
Jak to na kosmicznych faszystów przystało, nie?
Has fought wars more brutal and consuming than you could fathom. But I want to reach a peaceful resolution to this. Carter, we have a plan for you. And for the others too. We don't want to have to destroy you.
No, koni mają wyraźnie bardzo prosty przepis na zapanowanie pokoju w galaktyce. Wymordować wszystkich, którzy się nie podporządkują im, nie? Dobra, jaki mamy plan?
What's this plan you have? Is it the one where you steal our bodies and erase our minds?
That's a simplistic view of it. Your memories would live on within us. We can continue this conversation in person. I'll see you on the bridge very soon.
Her comm badges. She's tracking our location with them.
If we have to use force to free our fellow Scions, there will be casualties.
We can't stay here. And we need to disable the transmitters.
Where'd you go? You don't want to talk to me?
She's trying to keep you talking.
I mean, I get it. But I'm
Usuwamy
trying to
komunikator. Podpadliśmy Mirandzie, tak mi przykro. Jakoś mi się nie chce wierzyć, żeby technologia za 300 lat nadal miała płytki PCB zielone w środku.
Got it.
Mine's done too.
Time to hit the road.
You've forgotten something. They know where we're going.
Set to stun. You're not going to shoot a guy who's unconscious, are you?
You keep getting in my way.
We've managed this far without doing it your way.
We are hardly in control
Problem
of
został
the situation.
rozwiązany.
Solve the problem of what to do with him.
No.
Now let's move it.
A no tak, teraz jesteśmy na tej planecie i szukamy tego portalu.
Our coordinates match the exact location where Riker met Portal 6-3.
O,
Unlike Riker's team, we beamed down without a problem.
ciekawe czy scenografia jest ta sama. W sensie,
Portal has to know we're here.
aż mnie kusi, żeby otworzyć tamten
If he won't
odcinek
come to us, we'll go to him.
i sprawdzić, czy wygląda to tak samo. No więc nie mogłem się oprzeć i odpaliłem sobie odcinek Next Generation z tego. Zacząłem oglądać trochę. Dopiero później niż w połowie odcinka pojawia się scena, gdzie oni trafiają na tą planetę. I zobaczcie, rzeczywiście są zachowane te kryształy charakterystyczne. I jest to taka sucha i mglista planeta zachowana również. I też pojawia się tutaj, trochę dalej ten portal, gdzie z nim rozmawiają. Tu jest ten konflikt z Ferengi. Tak. Bardzo źle się zestarzał ten serial pod wieloma względami, nie? O, jest portal. To tak otworzyłem, żeby, wiecie, przywołać wspomnienia, że tak powiem, i zobaczyć, co i jak działa. Dobra, wracamy do gry, bo bardzo ciekaw jestem. Tak, widać, że bardzo wiernie odtworzyli same realia, chociaż lokacja chyba nie jest ta sama, chociaż może. Nie jestem pewny. Ta, uderzenia po
Burn
blast.
marks.
The report mentioned phaser fire being redirected toward these strange crystals.
It also mentioned Portal calling down lightning bolts.
Better keep our guards up.
Mhm.
If I recall right, Geordie LaForge transported in here, hanging upside down.
I guess we're lucky we were spared the indignity.
Mhm.
Anything unusual, Commander?
It's all unusual, to be honest. We've precious little data on this planet, so brief was Captain Riker's visit. Anything he didn't see himself is a total unknown.
We deal with unknowns all the time. Part of the job.
I'm accustomed to dealing with the unknown from my station on the bridge.
Dobra. O, latarkę mamy przy sobie. Czy mi się wydaje? Zobaczcie, tak jakby światło widzę.
These crystals are dormant.
Riker's report said they were glowing, that they served as energy collectors. It could be a good sign they're inactive. The Guardian of the Duch doesn't have his guard up.
Dobra, musimy się chyba dalej rozglądać.
This is where Portal 6-3 projected his image.
He was guarding this bridge. That has to mean something.
To idziemy
We'll
przez
move
most.
forward when you're ready, Commander.
Bo tu już chyba wszystkie punkty zainteresowania przekroczyłem. Przebadaliśmy.
Follow me.
Trochę mi to przypominała w Mass Effectie Ilos, pamiętacie? Ilos, tą planetę pod koniec pierwszej części.
Is it me, or did that path just disappear?
There was a path there a moment ago.
There must be an explanation.
Hologram, przecież macie je na swoim statku.
Tetrametric pulses.
Same energy as the other Duch technology.
Most of the crystals appear dormant. What's different about this one?
Readings indicate there's a cavity in the rock right behind it.
We could try melting a hole through the wall with our phasers.
Worth a try. Nothing.
There's gotta be a weakness. Somewhere it isn't totally solid.
Nie za bardzo mogę tutaj celować. Gra nakierowuje mnie bardziej w to miejsce. Nie. A, tu można też, okej. A możemy wyjąć tricoder i poskanować jeszcze troszkę? Nie bardzo. A!
Whoa!
Kryształ trzeba było trafić.
An illusion.
I'm sure that wall was as real as the rest of them. I felt it.
It's almost like our holodeck technology.
No,
Far more advanced.
w końcu pan naukowiec
The
wpadł na
crystals
to.
must be absorbing the energy from our phasers.
I'm picking up something. A biosignature. It's faint, but it's there.
With me.
No dobra.
Another dead end.
Or another illusion.
Crewman LaRue, if you would.
To nie był dobry
Devolve
pomysł.
to Resolute. Beam crewman LaRue directly to medical.
Is he okay?
He'll live.
Not all crystals work the same, it seems.
Don't fire your phasers at any crystals unless we're sure they're putting out the same pulses as before.
Dobra. Użyj trikodera, żeby znaleźć tetrametryczne kryształy. No dobra. Nie.
Tetrametric.
Jest.
Good sign.
Commander!
Proszę.
Look at that.
Trust, but verify.
Indeed.
Ufaj, ale sprawdzaj. No, hologramy przecież też to potrafią.
We
W
don't
sensie,
have
że
any
też można
data
po nich
about what's
chodzić.
below the surface on Delphi R24. And I don't feel a particularly strong urge to find out.
Then that makes two of us. More crystals. Need a way across. I wonder if this place was always so lifeless.
Aside from the breathable atmosphere, this is a remarkably inhospitable planet. Traces indicate there was once living flora, but it's been dead so long it's practically turned to stone.
From what Portal told Riker, it was an outpost to defend the far edge of the Duch Empire.
Well, it's not that now. Now, it's a grave.
Ciekawe, że nie zostały żadne inne miejsca poza tą planetą, gdzie byłyby jakieś resztki tej cywilizacji Tkonów jeszcze. No dobra, była to druga planeta. Ten księżyc raczej. A gdzie reszta ekipy? Gdzieś zniknęła nagle pani doktor i ta nasza szefowa ochrony. Swoją drogą 600 000 lat, jakie minęło od kiedy oni istnieli, to wystarczająco dużo czasu, żeby wszelkie ślady po cywilizacji zaginęły, nie? Mogłem przysiąc, że się wyświetliło, że to jest A. Okej. Czyli jednak źle. Nie. Tutaj się świeciło coś. Te kuliste takie kształty są. O, patrzcie, działający kryształ. Ten się świeci wyraźnie. Okej. No. Ale mógłbym przysiąc, że widziałem jeszcze tutaj, w tą stronę, bo tam się przejście otworzyło, nie? Ale jeszcze w tą stronę widziałem coś. Chyba nad nami jest. No, to chyba będzie trzeba jakoś inaczej się tam dostać. W tym oryginalnym serialu, jak pamiętacie, jak wspominałem, był bardzo malutki budżet zawsze. I to był duży problem, ponieważ niewielkie możliwości twórcy mieli na tworzenie scenografii, czy lokacji, czy innych podobnych rzeczy. Dlatego wszędzie, na przykład na wszystkich planetach można było oddychać powietrzem, bo taniej było coś takiego zmyśleć niż i powiedzieć na przykład, że bohaterowie są odporni na wszelkie choroby dzięki nowoczesnej medycynie, niż projektować dla nich kombinezony i skafandry, nie?
Tetrametric. Better go see what's different.
No, to się zrobiło inne. Nie ma przejścia. Tutaj przejście było przed chwilą. Trochę nas jakby zablokowało. Dobra, a tamten? Nie sięgam. To bardzo niedobrze. Teraz nagle nie mam jak przejść. O, tam są jeszcze, na górze. Ups. Nie mogę dać się trafić trzeci raz. Mógłbym przysiąc, że pojawiło się, że jest tetrametric. Do środka się nie da wejść. To by ułatwiło robotę, jakbym mógł zajrzeć. Ha!
The way's clear. Good work, Commander.
We'll make sure it's safe.
I po co portal nam robi tą zagadkę logiczną? Bo to ewidentnie przecież portal mógłby się w każdej chwili pojawić nam tutaj. Nie pojawia się, bo pewnie, nie wiem, chce sprawdzić, co nasi bohaterowie od niego chcą, kim są i tak dalej, nie? I ewidentnie jest to jego forma sposobu na sprawdzenie tego. Nagle się roślinki zrobiły.
Incredible.
Plants here are actually alive. Is this the biosignature you detected, Doctor?
No. Not a match.
Tetrametric.
Then it's creating an illusion as well.
Based on the data we have so far.
Only one thing left to do. Doctor, be ready to beam us out if it turns out we're wrong.
No to strzelamy.
Fall to Resolute. Lock transporter on away team.
Amazing.
There's nothing like this in any Federation record.
The plans.
Się nie zniknęły. Tak jakby one też były hologramem. A był to taki tak szczegółowy hologram, że dawał sygnatury życia biologicznego.
Barbarians. It's him. How dare you disturb me? I'd hoped you had enough sense to leave of your own accord, but here you stand. Fools. In another time, I would have destroyed you and your ship simply for setting foot in this place. Fortunately for you, that time has passed.
Portal 6-3, Guardian of the Duch Empire. We've come a long way to meet you.
Guardian? I am guardian of nothing. The Duch no longer exist. Don't care to be reminded. If this is why you've come, then you should leave. Now.
I'm surprised you don't know. With your powers, can't you learn anything?
I can. But you should mind your words.
The Resolute's database is being accessed.
The Duch have returned? After so long, how could they? Explain. Now.
Draconian technology made it possible. To enable the transfer of consciousness from one being to another after physical death. We call it bioforming. A group of Draconians calling themselves Scions of the Flame used it to reawaken after hundreds
O,
of
portal się
millennia.
zmartwił.
Science of the Flame.
Is something wrong?
I'd hardly call them Duch. They were a radical faction with beliefs outside the
Mówiłem, że to jakiś odłam, sekta.
beliefs that lesser life forms should serve as vessels to ensure Tkon immortality. You want me to help you destroy them. That's why you've come. You want to destroy these scions.
Chcemy pokoju.
There is a war looming that could engulf the Quadrant. We want you to help us bring about peace before it gets to that point.
Peace always comes at a cost.
They have an incredibly powerful energy source they call the Cartabula,
These scions have the Cartabula.
and they've used it as a weapon against us.
I will speak with you alone.
O kurde.
Where are we?
Estetyka wygląda znajomo.
They are safe where we left them. That the scions have stolen the Cartabula is deeply concerning. And to be honest, I'd rather speak with you alone, Charter Rydek. Your colleagues don't know what it means to be the last of one's kind. You and I are remnants of fallen civilizations. The Kobliad, the Tkon. One dying, one dead. Our species could not be more different, but we both know the meaning of loss. The others wouldn't understand. It's beyond their ability to comprehend.
Pokażmy
I see
współczucie.
you're hurting, and I understand your pain. But pain shouldn't stop us from moving forward.
You do not understand me, nor the pain I feel for the loss of our once glorious empire.
Ciekawe, dlaczego on się nazywa Portal.
Tell me, why spend your days away from your own people when so few of them are left? Why live your life working for this federation to which the Kobliad do not even belong? And submit yourself to their authority? It makes no sense. Not by my logic.
Wierzę w ich zasady.
The Federation isn't an authority to be obeyed. At its heart, it's a set of principles meant to ensure the survival and safety of all species, regardless of their origin.
Tak jest.
You told Riker you'd wait until you were needed. You're needed now. We need you.
As much as it pains me to learn the Cartabula has fallen into the hands of the Scions, my services are not up for offer.
O nie. Dobra, zbliżamy się do tego tronu, czy co to tam jest, więc podejrzewam, że dyskusja i namawianie go się już pomalutku kończą, ale zaraz się okaże.
To be chosen as a portal was to give one's entire self to the cause of protecting the Duch Empire.
A,
I left behind everything I know. And
Czyli on nie
now
jest
you
sztuczną
want me to
inteligencją.
turn against my own people.
albo może jest, a kiedyś nie był.
And everything I vowed to protect.
These aren't the Takan you knew. They're a facsimile. They're imposters. And they tarnish the Takan name.
We
Dokładnie.
faced these questions in my time as well. What you call bioforming, we thought of as a marginal science. But if these reborn Takan plan to restore the Empire, is that a disaster to be avoided? Taconian technology is so advanced, it could save millions of species currently on the brink of extinction, including your own. And at the price of a small few, think of how the many could benefit. Instead,
It sounds as if you are reacting out of fear, before you have a full understanding of what's at stake. I don't think you've given this full consideration. You may have more to gain than to lose.
Metody są ich bardzo złe. W Star Treku, poczekajcie chwilę, bo muszę chwilę pogadać. W Star Treku bardzo często przewija się taki sentyment, taki wątek, że potrzeby wielu przeważają potrzeby kilku. I że potrzeba, wiecie, masy jest ważniejsza niż potrzeba jednostki. Ale dużo złych ludzi często wykorzystywało to twierdzenie do robienia bardzo złych rzeczy, nie? I wydaje mi się, że tutaj ten portal nie ma za bardzo racji, zwłaszcza, że władze chcą przejąć ludzie, czy też istoty, które wyraźnie chcą mieć władzę w całości dla siebie. Wygląda na to, że tkoni, których on zna, to imperium, które on zna, było dużo bardziej pokojowe i bardziej nastawione na współpracę niż ten frakcja, którą reprezentują ci przetworzeni z bioformingu, nie? I ci przetworzeni są bardzo zdesperowani i zabijają dziesiątkami, jeśli nie setkami, bo uważają, że ich racja jest ważniejsza. Także...
You told me your people didn't use bioforming. That's because you knew it was wrong. Wrong to employ on an individual basis, and surely wrong on a galactic scale.
You are correct. The Duch did not use bioforming on a large scale. That the way these scions are using it would not have been accepted when the Empire still stood. I'm curious to see these scions masquerading as true Duch. So I will go with you, and we shall find them. But when we do, I will judge them myself as a guardian of the Duch, to understand their true intentions, for better or worse.
Jest to twoje prawo.
It's certainly your right to make your own decisions. I won't tell you otherwise.
Very well. I'll return.
Commander! Hold your fire. I'm all right.
I tak by mu nic nie zrobili
He's coming
przecież.
with us.
Tymi phaserami.
We assumed the worst.
She's perfectly fine. Now then, shall we?
All right. We can beam up your... Do you have any equipment or tools?
Whoa.
This is all I need.
Away team +1. Ready to beam up.
Okej.
Four warp cores. That's interesting.
Redundancy. If one goes down in battle, we can still operate.
Makes this more difficult, though.
This ship can maintain warp with half the cores offline. We'll need to disable 3 of them.
Where are the engine schematics? Power flow routing charts.
We're soldiers, not engineers. I thought you would know what to do.
We understand how to operate it under normal conditions, but not the intricacies.
We'll do our part, you do yours. Anything that comes through that door, stop it.
That I can do.
Okej.
You at least know where we should start?
This way.
Jakie śmieszne, ciekawe co to.
we dealing with?
Też trochę głupi pomysł, że 4 reaktory warp w jednej sali są. Wydaje mi się, że powinny być jednak trochę rozsunięte, nie obok siebie. Co tu jeszcze można by zeskanować? Tu się pojawia te nawiasy, ale jak klikam skanowanie, to się nic nie dzieje. No. Nie mogę się odsunąć. Nie mogę wyłączyć tego ekranu. A, możemy przełączyć tryby. Dobra, chociaż tyle dobrze.
Cores are running really hot. Makes sense, since they've been producing at max output since we left Otari space.
No ship can run for very long like that. Not before a catastrophic failure hits.
It's right on the edge. We just need to figure out a way to give it a push.
Bet that console down there could tell us a few things.
Okej.
Whatever we do, we need to make sure the Takan can't undo it.
So we need a way to permanently disable the reactors that won't destroy the ship and kill us all in the process.
Tak
You
jest.
thinking what
Takie
I'm
to
thinking?
proste.
Warp core ejection. So the question is, how do we make it happen?
Protokoły bezpieczeństwa. To brzmi jak coś, co może
Protocols
pomóc.
don't look much different from the Resolute. Breach protection. Reduce output, command override. Cease matter, antimatter flow, command override. Emergency warp core ejection. Computer control.
Even command functions can't override one of the most crucial safety measures.
So the protocol's still active. That's good. Like we saw on the bridge, all 4 warp cores are operating at full capacity.
Ciekaw jestem, jak on czyta tak płynnie w obcym języku.
The reactor coolant system is operating at emergency containment levels.
It's just barely keeping the temperature in check.
Maybe we can use that. If it gets this high, their system considers a reactor breach imminent. Looks like if sensors show a core is about to rupture, the computer will eject it automatically rather than risk a breach.
So we need to increase the warp core's temperatures.
If we destroy the coolant regulators, there won't be anything to keep these reactors from going over.
And it will trigger the ejection. Let's peel these suckers open. I'll take that one.
I'll take the one next to it.
The second you two start dumping cores, the Takan will know we're here.
We'll be vulnerable. Stuck in one place while you work.
Zacznijcie lepiej myśleć o ucieczce.
Start thinking about an escape plan. I have a feeling we're gonna need one.
We'll barricade the door. Work quickly.
Jeśli ten statek leci tak szybko, jak myślę, to jeśli go wyłączą mu napęd, to nigdy już nie wrócą do domu. W tym sensie, że wiecie, on leci...
We might not have our tools, but our phasers can do this in a pinch.
Wspomnieli, że statek leci tak wielokrotnie szybciej niż to jest normalne, niż to jest możliwe. I oni już są prawdopodobnie
Better get this right.
bardzo daleko.
Foul it up and this whole thing goes boom. We don't know how much damage that cartabula will do if we accidentally crack it open.
Look on the bright side. If it all goes to hell, we won't be around to see the fallout.
That certainly inspires confidence.
Dokładnie.
It's not a Starfleet warp core, but the coolant regulator has to be in here somewhere.
No, pewne rozwiązania techniczne są takie same, bo prawa fizyki wszędzie są takie same, nie? Więc można przyjąć założenie, że coś, co możemy nazwać silnikiem spalinowym, wymyślone na Ziemi, będzie działało podobnie, jeśli będzie wymyślone przez obcą cywilizację gdzieś indziej.
Heat things up.
Warning. Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
Okay, now they're definitely gonna know we're down here.
Warp core output at critical level. Ejecting core.
Jeszcze jeden trzeba rozwalić.
They're here.
They're cutting through the door. We don't have much time.
Okay, same as before. We just gotta...
No pośpiesz się. Czy na tym etapie nie powinniśmy już strzelać śmiertelnymi promieniami, a nie tylko obezwładniającymi? O kurde. Ups.
Go! Finish!
Tak, te barierki wyglądają na szczególnie taseroodporne.
Hey! Would you mind not shooting at the matter-antimatter reactor?
I'll cover you.
What? No!
Get the warp core done, or we're all dead.
No.
Shoot!
O! No, udało
Warp
się.
core output at critical level. Ejecting core. Warp drive disengaged.
You did it.
Got that escape plan for me?
I think so. Itaska, can you climb?
Nie szczególnie.
I'll see you on the parade grounds of Surella, my friend.
No, ruchy, ruchy.
You want me? I'm right here. Not you too.
Calm yourself, child. It will all be better soon. join the flame.
To reclaim what was lost.
We don't need to watch this.
I do. I want to remember every moment when I make them pay. But this isn't the end. I will avenge Itasca. Swear to me, you will join me in this.
How about we try to save her?
That's a dream.
Mamy nadzieję nadal.
As long as she's alive and her memories are still in there, there's still hope.
Hope is what you turn to when you have nothing left you can do. And there's still something I can do for Itasca. And I shall.
No, trzeba uważać na typa, bo będzie niebezpieczny. Okej, kończymy na dzisiaj. Mam nadzieję, że się podobało. Do zobaczenia w następnym odcinku. Dzięki wielkie. Hej.